Untold masses of humanity are teeming throughout the stars. In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, there is only war.
Hello everyone, and welcome to DoomLore, a 40k story. My name is Nicotine. I'm one of the people here behind Fable Scraps. If you are listening to the show on podcasting apps such as Spotify or Stitcher, know that we record this show every Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific, that's 6 p.m. Eastern, here at twitch.tv/fablescraps. You can find our VODs on YouTube, and you can follow our going live notifications at our Twitter.com/fablescraps or our Discord, where you can also hang out with other fans of the show and share tabletop stories with your friends. Fablescraps.com/discord. With that out of the way, I'm really looking forward today. We're gonna go around and give everyone a little intro. When we introduce somebody, let's see their corresponding numbers in chat to let us know that they sound okay. Otherwise, tell us if they need to get like their volume needs to get up higher or softer or whatever. So, without further ado, there's one more thing. Our live audience has the benefit of adjusting and affecting the show in a meaningful way through the clever introduction of funds in exchange for fate points. Fate points are points that the players may use in order to gain information about a certain scene or re-roll. They may also burn fate points permanently from their pool of fate points in order to stay alive, which happened recently. So your donations are appreciated, and they are you can learn more about them from !coin in chat. That said, let's go around and introduce everybody. First up, we have Olirant, the GM. Ollie, take it away.
Hey, I'm Olirant on Twitch and Twitter. I do a bunch of variety streams and a lot of D&D focused things. If you have D&D questions, especially about homebrew and world building, that's what I do. I also have a board game series coming out soon, so follow me on Twitter for sneak pics of that and other art projects connected to Interconnected World and stuff like that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ollie. If Ollie sounds good, let's get some ones in chat. Next up is Anavan. If Anavan sounds good, let's see some twos.
Hello there, I'm Anavan, the variety here on Twitch. Typically I stream chill/just relaxing games. You can find me at twitch.tv/Anavan, that's ENEVUN.
Thanks, Anavan. I see some twos. So next up we have Lucid Fox. If Lucid sounds good, let's get some threes.
Hi, my name is Lucid Fox. I stream on the twitch.tv in the mornings, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm also spearheading a new venture capitalist project. I'm investing in Orangina brand fursuits, so if anyone's interested in those, we'll have those on the lucidfox.com store soon.
We can't wait to visit that merch store. Thank you so much, Lucid. And good luck in your Orangina endeavors.
Yeah, thank you.
Next up we have Flock the Raven. If Flock sounds good, let's see some fours.
Hi everyone, I'm Locke the Raven. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. You can also catch me as Commander Herrick in Star Trek Loveless every Tuesday on Fable Scraps, and I also play a toilet on the internet. That's great.
He pretends to be upset about it too.
Yeah, he does. Locke's also an angel investor in the Orangina project.
I'm on Twitter. Just go find
My name, of course, is Nicotine. I do a lot of roleplay on my own channel, twitch.tv/Nicotine. And you can find me there. Or on Twitter at Nicotine Prime. NIKATINE. So if I sound good, let's see some fives. And I think we're good to go. Yeah.
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 Meow.
Switch
Okay.
to rolling.
There's
his
no
rice and
felonids
roll
in
20.
this canon. Okay, so let's recap, shall we? Last session. In fact, the session before. Man, what did you do before? So you were going to the Arbite Tower to just sort of generally tie up some loose ends. You just finished doing something relatively important that me, the GM, cannot remember. Surely, I don't need not care for your pitiful lives.
We put new legs on Lucid.
Yeah.
That's
Lucid got
right.
new
That's
legs.
right. You put new legs on Lucid.
Taught me legs.
Nice.
Same kind they use on the
You would-
null point.
It's true. Is that I can't get away with that accent. The Arbites, once you got there, immediately started acting shady, actually cornered you in the library and started blasting. A fight ensued, pretty much with everyone getting involved. Yen actually broke away from the rest of the fight and picked a one-on-one fight against a penitent engine and nearly won.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that toxic, then I would have been fine.
Which nobody saw.
Which, well, Caius saw the, Caius maybe.
Yeah.
But
I
yes,
went
then the
upstairs. Who
penitent
knows what I
engine-
saw?
But then both Yen and Caius found themselves getting completely covered in the chemical goop, and the penitent engine could fire from its chemical throwers and just got beaten to an inch of their life. It was Risa who actually managed to basically snap everyone back together. During this time, Erlene was holding off the Arbites and got her leg basically blown open. But Risa managed to use her expertise and knowledge of the area to slink you guys out of a back exit and back home. Both Yen and Caius are in critical condition. I cannot, make that any more clear. Erlene was pretty rough. You drugged her up, which,
I dosed her with some stim.
helped. You dosed her with stim, which helped. And she's in a bad way too, but nowhere near as bad as these two. Ohm 13 actually stayed back at camp during all of this. And that's totally not just because, the computer decided to break. And when the rest of the party returns Ohm, it would be Risa, carrying Caius and Yen, who are just Anakin at the end of episode 3 sort of situations, like toasty s'mores situation, right? The skin is horrendously burned. There would still be a chemical fog kind of eeping from them, the kind of chemical soup that would be common on many agri-worlds, where they pump every little bit of energy out of the ground in the plants. Risa herself, I'm pretty sure, is completely unharmed.
Yeah, I didn't get hurt. I did contact the null point.
You did contact the null point. I'm glad you remembered that. Just as you were leaving, to utilize the scanners aboard that ship to track an escaping lighter. An Arvis lighter, basically, it's like a flying jeep that was ferrying someone somewhere. You did manage to actually get them to do that for you, but they haven't given you information yet. So that's like your next lead. What is the order of operations, people? Once you get back.
Rice is carrying these two injured and just kicks the door into the medical facility.
Yeah.
Medic!
The Medicae Chirurgian will kind of come up and kind of mutter under their breath, and immediately, the servo skulls and servitors of the medical bay are going to start peeling them away from you, there are moments where, luckily, these two are unconscious, but like their skin peels on where they had been like connected to your shoulder. It's thoroughly unpleasant, and they are both put into basically sealed chambers, gas masks put on them, various elements plugged in, starting to drill and whir.
All right. 13, are you here?
Is quietly working on a machine to replace all the blood in his body when Risa comes in, and he passively watches Yen and then Caius, noting that his beautiful new legs are already damaged.
The legs are pretty good. The legs are fine. Luckily,
Maybe the only thing that's fine.
yeah. Well, you know, both Caius and Yen were crouched behind like a little like leg-high wall, so you know the boots are fine.
13, we have a problem. It appears that the Arbite Spire has been compromised by agents of chaos. This has egregious repercussions for this planet. I contacted the Null Point to track a vehicle that was departing from the Arbite Spire just as we were leaving. We have reason to believe that the leader of whatever resistance or mockery this is was aboard. Have you heard from the Null Point about the whereabouts of that vehicle?
Ollie?
No, they haven't got back to you yet. Not that Ohm would know this, but you have basically just contacted them, you know, kind of 5 minutes ago. The machines that contact the Null Point here are whirring.
The machines that contact the Null Point are whirring?
Yeah.
Is there any kind of like...
You'd have like a console that Ohm uses quite frequently in this building
I'm
when they're contacting.
I'm gonna walk over and just pick up the receiver and see if there's anything there.
We've been compromised.
How long is the wait time usually?
I'm unfamiliar with this concept.
Your call is very important to us. No, we can go further.
Okay.
This is why we connect to us.
What?
Why have you not communicated via the new sphere?
I tried. I didn't hear anything back.
Will get up and go over to Risa and just get around behind her where her communications pack is and just lock in with one of his mechadendrites and then send a signal via the new sphere with his own whatever you want to call it.
Consciousness, right? Like attempting
to establish connection.
The Null Point, you just communicated with the Null Point via Noosphere. When you would send a query, it would literally be like a response in binaric code of scanning. You know, it's still in operation. Results are not necessarily back yet.
Planetary scan is in progress. Patience is warranted.
All right. Affirmative. Medic!
Yes.
How long before these two are healed?
The Kyrusian will kind of put their hands together and take a long thought. Most likely, you kind of can see a bit of a glimpse of binary code in the eye lenses they have. Reading the sensors all throughout the building. These two will need significant repair and recovery. It'll be a week before they will be safely conscious again.
We don't have a week.
Without screaming agony.
What about a little screaming agony?
He'll look back over, like literally like look back over, and will point to Caius. That one can be repaired swiftly. The other will need more intensive surgeries.
I see. All right. Well, use whatever resources you need.
Such things cannot be rushed. It is the Emperor's will that recovery is done correctly. And they will kind of turn and just start working, unrolling large threads of synth flesh that they're going to be applied to them en masse.
Rice is going to rifle through some of the storage units for just to refill the Medicaid kit.
Oh, for sure. And that's easy to do. The Medicaid kit can be completely filled. You can even actually get a couple more doses of stim.
Yeah.
There would be 4 of them that are just easily readily available that aren't like bookmarked for surgery.
Sure.
Which you now know that, how damn useful they can be. During this time, Erlene would be being checked out too, but it's just like Erlene doesn't need like a clean room.
Yeah.
These guys have to be in complete clean rooms just so they don't get like infections across their entire body.
Mm-hmm.
Now with Risa and Ohm not needing any kind of reparative surgery and the heresy of the Arbites now quite clear, what is your immediate next step? Do you want to just wait for a message from the null point?
Rice is going to be crafting a report regarding this heresy specifically, and detailing every evidence of chaos that I've witnessed. I'd like to transmit this report to the null point so that it exists in perpetuity off planet.
That's a good idea.
So Rice is going to be busy typing up a report. Scrolling out a report.
Yeah, like scrolling out and then basically putting it into a planetary fax machine to send it
Rice
onto the
is going
ship.
to scroll out this report and then Ohm 13.
Yes.
What are you working on currently?
Procuring a corpse.
For what purpose?
Experimentation.
Okay. Do you have time for a transmission? I need to send this scroll to the null point. It's a report detailing the chaos and events that have transpired at the Arbite Spire.
How is her report formatted? Is it on a data slate, or did she write one out? How is it?
Like a physical scroll, I'd imagine, right?
Probably.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, so Risa has a data slate for writing citations.
Yeah.
So maybe
That's totally fair.
Yeah, so maybe
It's
Risa
typed up on there.
scrolled out a draft and then typed it on a data slate.
Or, you have the best of both worlds where you can literally, some data slates you write on them with a quill.
Oh, okay, yeah.
know,
It's probably that then.
Data slates come in a lot of forms. Yeah, that kind of fits.
Yeah.
But yeah, your police notebook,
Yeah.
that would fit.
So So she asked to...
O13, will you transmit this to the null point, please? It is of dire importance.
We'll stare at her for a moment, reach out, take the data slate, go over to the console, and then slot it into a little thing that's exactly meant for that. And
yeah,
hit a button, and then it'll just...
Thank you, M13.
And then he'll pop the slate back out and hand it back over to her.
I appreciate you. May the Emperor smile upon your efforts with your experiment.
Ohm then just goes back to... Actually, Ohm is going to leave the medical pod.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to start heading towards the Imperial Guard camp, because can't get corpses from the Arbite Spire anymore, so we're gonna go see if the off-planet boys have anything.
Risa sees Ohm leaving and immediately tags along, like, okay.
I just want to check with y'all, because you did kind of, as Locke is often does, kind of let me know the plans and schemes. You did mention to me about telling Balafo about the what happened at the Arbite Spire to get the Inquisitors officially involved and maybe getting them to kind of rally the Imperial Guard. Is that still something on your to-do list, or is that not? Kind of
Well, it's kind of on the way, you know.
Sure.
I mean, as far
Risa
as
has
Ohm's
the,
concerned,
Risa has the copy, too, of the report.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, as far as Ohm's concerned, the faction that he would probably try to get involved is already scanning for the ship. And
Yeah.
their ship is standing on the planet right now, so...
Okay, cool. The camp, the Imperial Guard camp is busy, actually. It would be somewhat hard for you to notice with so much chaos that happened amongst your little medical pod. But the camp is kind of fully pushed to the very edges of it, where there is this front line against the orcs. And you can just hear a cacophony of las fire, with the occasional blast of, shoddy orc weapons. And occasionally even the roaring of them. It kind of carries on the little bit of wind that there is across the blasted landscape. The camp is almost fully preoccupied in a full-on defense right now. Well, good for there's probably a lot of corpses around. The commissar of this camp, Commissar Lupin, does notice you starting to lurk around and will actually turn as if to approach you.
Sure.
He does not look happy.
I'd like to talk to Commissar Lupin as well.
Oh, yeah. It's one of those, like, you both walk up and meet in the middle and you both really, are about to go off on each other. He has his weapons in his hands.
That's fine.
Laspistone one, this brilliant carved sword in the other. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not like threatening. It's, I am a commissar. This is my station. We are in war. But he is equipped and armed. Of course, he's not all that imposing to Risa, for he is a fairly short man. But
that's right. Risa towers.
Would you speak first when he
towers over?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Risa just
he's as short as Yen became due to metagaming.
Full armor and just slows to a stop. Commissar Lupin, I'm glad to see you here. I wanted to speak with you.
I was about to say the very same, inquisitorial acolyte.
Well, the Emperor smiles upon us both this day. How can I be of service?
I have, for at least one lunar rotation, been trying to attempt to curry enough favor with the Adeptus Mechanicus aboard this planet to use the auger scanning array on their ship.
I see.
Now I am being granted records that you, personally, are utilizing it right now. A single arbite, as opposed to me.
My sincerest apologies, Commissar. It is not a single arbite which has caused you such inconvenience. It is the will of the Emperor as acted through a single arbite. I'm sure you understand.
The will of the Emperor is not in a single inconvenience. What is an inconvenience is our own scanning array is completely blind. This assault, and he'll like point with his sword, because you fucking would if you had one, at the, rolling wave of orcs would be the kind of term. For a moment, it kind of looks like a haze of like, the meadow is green again, but no, it's just the orcs are moving at such an extent. They are completely blind to the orcish attack. If they were not so brutish, simple, and repugnant, it would be quite a grave danger to the city and planet as a whole.
Commissar, I sympathize with your position, and I am willing to extend a hand. I will be available for the next week, should you need assistance. Do you have short-range scanners available here?
They are blind.
All of your
Oh,
short-range
wait.
terrestrial scanners are blind due to a sensor relay on the null point?
We'll wait for just a moment and then just...
Provide me with a prisoner scheduled for execution, and I will have your array fixed presently.
A deal. I think we should definitely have a little check for that. Which means we're going to have Ohm roll some kind of fellowship check, which will be fun.
Is there any way for Risa to assist with this? With this roll?
Yeah. I would allow it. Like, your presence here and what you basically just said would give a plus 10 to this. It's a commerce check, which is actually intelligence, not fellowship, which is, ideal.
Well, ideal for Ohm.
Ideal for Ohm, yeah. You don't have to roll it.
Okay,
this
good.
is just Ohm.
Good.
Ohm with a plus 10.
Woo!
Wow.
You did have a minus 20 from not having training, but that didn't matter. I mean, you rolled a 6. This could be any skill under the sun, you would have succeeded. The Commissar is angry. And they glare at the tech priest, as they have been glaring at tech priests for weeks, trying to get this deal to work. And then he will let out a quiet, muttered curse, and will say, "Very well, blast whatever intent you have with them. My arrays need to function to protect this city.
Thank you
I will see it done."
for your understanding, Commissar.
He gives a curt nod.
Ohm just continues to stare.
He gets increasingly slightly uncomfortable and will adjust his commissar hat, turn slightly, and point. I will be needing the fire you wield in the meantime. To Risa.
Certainly. Point me out.
At this point, Ohm will Ohm's skull will detach from Ohm's back and then just sort of over to where the auger array is for the camp and begin to fuss with it.
Mm-hmm. Right, because you can pretty much walk around the camp freely. You would already know where this array is. Auger arrays are... They are physical techno babble, right? Especially a big one like this. It's something that's designed to be kind of pulled around by a beast of burden or a vehicle, and it is as an array of like miniature dishes and like poles and all these little things.
It's just kit bash sci-fi crap everywhere.
It's just kit bash sci-fi crap. Exactly. And if you ever see the auger arrays like in the game as well, it's the same. It's great. You don't need like immediately like it is not functioning. Like that is clear enough. Would you want to kind of like plug in and start trying to fix it?
Well, I'll let the skulls just start giving it a once over, but we haven't gotten
a diagnostic first.
Yeah, we haven't gotten our pound of flesh out of the commissar, so we're not touching that bad boy yet.
You can give me a check to like do a quick like a what's wrong diagnostic check. I think that's a great idea with the skull first anyway. Why don't you give me to make it different from the tech use check you're probably going to make in a bit anyway. Let's make this an Imperial lore check.
Oh, okay. What do I get for double?
What is it you'd like to do, Riso, while...
I was
10?
while Ohm is checking this. Rice is going to just turn back to the commissar and say, when can we expect delivery of the prisoner?
I will have to see what stock we have available, but I'm sure there will be some deserters amongst the ranks, as there often will be. And as he looks at the front line, he gets distracted, seeing a Imperial trooper starting to back up. Like they get past, literally like a line drawn behind the sandbags, and like they drop their las gun and they start like running, and he will just kind of snap move and make a shot with the las pistol and hit them right in the neck. And they just kind of fall to the ground, like twitching a little.
Some people just won't allow the Emperor's light to shine through them. They need a las gun to shine through them instead.
That puts a bit more fervor in the rest of the troops who, of course, see it. And were you looking specifically for a corpse, or was it a prisoner? Like, does living or dead matter here?
Living would probably be preferable. Oh, I also did that Imperial lore with 6 degrees of success, so
Yeah. That's great. I will so
I'm a Viking.
you look over the servo skull. Looks over the auger array, maybe plugs into it to just check basic diagnostics. It's honestly mildly impressive that this thing was hacked in such a way to look like it malfunctioned. To make it look like it merely overheated or a basic part decided to stop functioning. The kind of malfunction that the Imperial Guard without aid of tech priests would never be able to fix, but it's actually relatively fine. It's a case of implanted scrap code which can be removed, which you're actually very adept at. It does mean that this was definitely tampered with, not just a random malfunction, but I assume you assumed that.
Well,
so this will be
the Imperial Guard is stupid.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you need? What do you need me to roll to fix it?
Honestly, we'll do a tech use check with a +10. Your skill is so good in this is more or less to see how much you succeed. You roll a 1. God tier rolling today.
Good.
Amazing
By
rolling.
the Emperor.
Oh,
Go up to it, give it the old boom. Fix the auger array. Immediately, some vid screens across the camp spark back into life with kind of green auger scans.
Set auger array work to yes.
The machine spirit is humming happily again after being cleared of its issues. And immediately, like, Risa, who's a bit like further to the front line, can hear this all like, oh, well, they're coming around over that way. Like the soldiers immediately start, using it. There is like one specialist in each like squad who is keeping an eye on it. And,
Does Risa have a clean line of sight
to
with the flamer?
To the troopers, yes. To the orcs,
Yeah.
Oh, your range is really high on that.
Mm-hmm.
You could shoot above and start spraying at the line of orcs. It wouldn't be very efficient, but it would be terrifying.
Commissar, shall I open fire? As Risa's just putting together the flamer like she does blindfolded every night.
Yeah, the commissar will like just step behind Risa and like, yes, of course. It'll be the Emperor's honor. And like motions. And like you can see this group of orcs that were being quiet at first, going up through the valleys of mud. They just start charging and roaring closer.
Let's light them up.
Hell yeah. The commissar is looking a little bit more impressed. You send streams of burning promethium towards the charging orcs. Not enough to stop them completely because orcs are terrifying, but that combined with the crackling las fire of a now more organized Imperial Guard, that part of the orc's charge is completely countered.
I told
The
you the
orcs are
Emperor
still
would smile
fighting
upon
back,
us
but-
this day, Commissar.
I will find a more suitable prisoner for your allies' experimentation. I do not want to know what will come of them.
Between you and me,
well,
neither do I.
We'll take a moment and then look directly at the commissar and just sort of.
Your array was compromised by someone with advanced prowess in relation to machine spirits. They had shackled it from its intended purpose. I suggest you watch your camp.
He looks perturbed and immediately starting to think in his mind about how that would have happened. But will nod. And then head off towards, essentially the barracks, military prison, right? It wouldn't be soon after that he would bring out a prisoner for you. They are one of the deserted soldiers. You can tell from the tattoos. They have Cadia in low Gothic tattooed on their chest, and they're fairly bulky. Now, most Imperial Guardsmen are, they have to be very, very strong to keep fighting in like heavy flat gear and stuff. No matter what you might think, seeing a bunch of guardsmen die, they're all very, very good at their jobs. It's just orcs are huge. They have a good few recent scars too, probably from a neural whip while punishments were being dealt out. They would be kind of shuffled towards you with the very standard Imperial penal shackles, the kind of thing that Risa would be very familiar with, and even Ohm would see it as well. You have a lot of prison laborers on Forge Worlds.
Greetings, citizen.
I trust What was that?
Just greetings, citizen.
The commissar would put up a hand like, for his crimes, I would not address him so with such grand etiquette.
I understand. Has his tongue already been cut out?
Oh no, he has all of his extremities.
Perfect. Will this one do, Home 13?
Home will meander up, and then his array will come off of his back, and he'll begin to do rudimentary scans and whatnot.
Yeah, I will say that you know what you're looking for. You don't even need to do a roll for this. This prisoner, this ex-soldier, is in pretty good condition. Other than, and it goes to show how much of a good condition they were in before, that they have been on like prisoner rations and been beaten for the last however long, and they're still pretty healthy. The fact that they're not missing any, organs or limbs or anything like that is pretty useful for you, because you'll know, it's much easier to replace them if you know where they've been beforehand and stuff like that. A pretty good, he'd be really good if you wanted to make, a kind of combat servitor or something like that. Not to the degree of, the combat servitors that Tequin wields, right? Those are vat grown, but a standard fighting robot, you could forge together from his flesh quite easily, I think.
Thank you very much, Commissar, for this gift. We will not take it lightly.
Commissar nods and just gives the person a kind of shove on the back. Their dog tags jingle. The dog tags have been bolted to the collarbone.
Sure.
Something that happens with
Standard procedure.
Imperial Guard prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's almost like, look what you were. Look what you were, and now what you've become.
Wear your shame.
Exactly. And we'll leave you to it. He's going to go back to the front line and start sort of managing that as the orcs continue to attack, although there's definitely an ebb in their attack after that retaliation, which was a lot more than they were expecting.
All right. Thank you very much, Commissar. Blessings be upon you. We'll leave you be.
So, with that in mind...
Reza takes the prisoner and looks over at Ohm and just, where to?
I would assume you would wish to make a report to the Lord Inquisitor.
Can I do that from the medical facility? Transmit it there?
Do you believe it wise to transmit over the medical facility noosphere rather than entrust it to him directly?
Good point. All right, well, let me escort this prisoner to wherever you need it, and
It will not go anywhere.
there are people here. If they see you doing this, they'll suspect heresy.
This is anything but heresy. This criminal is being given the honor of serving.
You know what? Sure. Okay, here's the prisoner. And Risa just dumps him over by
Yeah. He's like, ugh.
I'm going to Balafo to deliver the report, and you can have the prisoner. Do you need me here for anything else, Ohm?
Ohm's already collected the prisoner, and he's walking off with him again.
Okay. All right. Bless you.
Bless you, honey.
The Emperor blesses you.
Oh, there she goes.
Aw.
while the Carusian starts reapplying layers of flesh to Caius and Yen, Risa, you want to head up to Balafo and
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a whole thing. Just
No, I kind of almost like I was gonna say we can kind of like you bring him up to speed, and he's gonna pale isn't the right term, but he's definitely not amused, and he will say that the entire, in your opinion, is the entire Adeptus Arbites upon this planet heretical?
consider them lost.
Is there a
In fact, consider
Very
them
well.
actively working against us. They are turned.
He'll give a single solid nod.
I recommend extraction for those loyal to you and to designate this planet as a penal colony.
That would turn and infuriate some heads within the ecclesiarchy, but it is not a horrifying idea.
We are receiving intel from Mechanicus soon. I'll need to get back to the med bay in order to receive this transmission. It is of great importance. I'm sure you understand.
Very well. Do not be surprised if you see me, if you see the Imperial Guard changing their formations. That will be me.
Understood. Do you have
They
a...
very well may need.
Sorry. Do you have a
go
secure
ahead.
line of communication that I may use for talking to your office? Some new encryption
The Adeptus
keys.
Mechanicus line that you have used to communicate with me has only ever been decrypted and broken by one faction within this grand galaxy. And it is a race of archaic Xenos which could not be on this planet. The noosphere will be extremely safe as a form of communication as long as the Adeptus Mechanicus remain on our side, and I believe that they will.
I believe so as well. Thank you for your time.
I do not believe they will help us in any sort of large battle against the Arbites, however. That is the affair of mortals, and they would not want any part of it.
Well, from one mere mortal to another, the Emperor blesses you to this day. Thank you for your time. I'll be in touch.
Okay. Not too long after, when you're back at the camp, you will receive information from the Null Point. It would be a series of uploads to data slates. You know, you could plug your data slate in and upload it. The scans from the Null Point look like you're looking into another realm, but they will elaborate this area that they tracked the flying vehicle, the flying lighter carrier to. It appears to be... so bear in mind, in this city and most Imperial cities are built like vertically, and it's not one layer on... there's gaps. An area below the Governorial Palace, there is an open-air power station, it seems. According to the readout from the Null Point, the plasma arrays generating power are creating an extremely high amount, which would make it a very unsafe place to be. But the lighter has basically docked at the edge of this open-air power station under the Governorial Palace. It doesn't appear, and there would be like brief scans that would be designed for Skitari, Adeptus Mechanicus soldiers, but basically it's like, it is nigh on impossible for ground troops to reach this location. It would be plausible to get here from above, like climbing downwards, but quite dangerous. The easiest way would be to fly or jump.
I see.
Yeah, it appears that according to the scan, and there would be enough photos that you can see. There is a raven-haired woman and two of the jump arbites with the jump packs that have escorted her here.
I see.
As well as the lighter, but the lighter is not really a threat. I think the lighters have like a bolter as like a backup weapon, but you know it's very unlikely that someone's going to jump in the lighter and start shooting at you from it. That's not what it's been designed for.
13, are you aware of the null point possessing anything similar to a heavens crane, some kind of attachment we can lower from orbit in order to climb down at a great altitude? Oh, 13, are your vocal processors malfunctioning? Oh.
You're muted, I think.
All right, I know you're busy playing with your new toy. I'll leave you to it.
Ugh.
I
Medic!
had to restart clean
Oh.
feed real quick.
It's okay.
Yeah, that sucks.
Fixing the chaos inside of Clean Feed.
Yeah, the machine spirit must be soothed.
There are methods within the null point that will allow you to get to where we need to go. Whether or not you will be granted access, I cannot.
If we were to use some sort of heavens crane to lower ourselves from orbit onto this location, we could send Caius and Yen, and myself, down to deliver an explosive payload and target this structure, knocking it out of service and hopefully giving us an insight into what scurries out.
It is possible.
It will be dangerous.
That has been calculated into my predictions, yes.
Medic!
What is your query?
What is the status of Caius Gregorius and Yen Bonsell?
Still within the most serious of surgeries.
In your-
I regret to inform you.
In your official capacity, how soon do you think they would be fit for a relatively active mission?
Within 6 Terran days, I can have them on their feet.
I see.
But they will be weak. It will take more time for me to have them truly fighting fit, but if you don't have that much time, I would recommend a week.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Medic. You may go. 13, we'll spend the next week training and accessing any kind of data we can on this building, surveillance, reports, everything we can get our hands on, and planning this event.
As you wish.
And that's what we do.
Okay. Welcome to downtime. Very much inevitable with how much critical damage those two took, but I am going to kind of simplify it to, it's just going to be a week to heal them both. And, lean, but not to fully heal. That's just the critical damage. During this week, both Caius and Yen, you might occasionally get glimpses of consciousness. In fact, Caius, you probably have that locked-in syndrome a lot of the time due to how corrupted your form is, where yeah, you can tell that you are being operated on and that your synthetic skin is being regrafted onto your body, being like wrapped around you like a spider's web.
Risa would be at regular intervals just spending time with their unconscious bodies, reading their medical reports and potentially reading Yen a bedtime story.
I think at one point, while Yen's still unconscious, right, Risa, can I talk to you for a second?
Caius! Yes, of course. What,
Right,
are you
Risa,
okay?
I think I saw Yen take some real damage on the legs. They might need to be replaced.
Yen's legs?
Yeah.
I'll consult the medic. What makes you think?
Yeah, I think he said he'd rather it be that way anyways before he passed out.
All right, well, I'll consult the medic.
Okay. I think that'll be best.
Thank you, Caius. Thank you. Medic.
The surgeries are continuing nicely, but I would still not deign to awaken them from their chemical slumber.
Of course, of course. I've been informed by a moment of clarity from Caius Gregorius that Yen Boncel may require extensive repair of his legs. Does that track with your medical report?
Yen Boncel was completely doused in a fluid designed to kill whatever lives within the ground and use it as fertilizer. As such, much of his skin has become sludge, but his bones and muscles can be repaired. I have already installed enough carbon fiber musculature to give him strength of his limbs again.
All right.
He will be fine.
That will do then. Thank you.
Even time.
Once Yen wakes up, Risa will probably ask for power of attorney.
When you guys come to, sometimes after a big surgery, it almost feels like parts of your body aren't yourself anymore. And you didn't really have that when you had your legs replaced, Caius, because it was such a good quality Skitarii enhancement.
Yeah.
But your skin isn't yours anymore. This isn't
Nice.
your skin. It fits well. It's not like Yen is now completely burned from head to toe. No. The skin fits well, but it's not your skin. On Caius, it probably doesn't take so well. It's a little weepy,
Yeah,
it's a little
I
saggy.
gotta start putting scars on this thing immediately.
Yeah, it's like like you're a badly stuffed doll or something, right?
Nice. Yeah.
All these surgeries just don't quite work completely with you, but your vitals are fine, and that's what the surgeon seems to know about. And of course, any injuries you want to have, Yen, you can have, but largely this surgery can repair you. I actually read a really interesting little rule in the extended care rules, which means you're actually going to be more repaired in this than I thought you would be. So not only so it took a wait to repair all the critical damage, and that's me just kind of like hand waving it, but you also get a bonus for each successive day of care. So let's just say on top of that, you get 7 wounds healed, right? Because when you're critically your critical wounds are healed, you still had max wounds. So 12 for Caius, 10 for Yen. Let's heal 7 of those. So you're still injured, you're still rough, but that's mostly, at this point, bruising from the surgery and things like that. So I think that would put you on 3 wounds for Yen and
5.
5 for Caius, right?
Yeah.
Which will repair over time naturally at this point as well as surgically. Though, of course, and Risa, you actually had a small amount of wounds as well, and you can, you would have recovered these in this time. Not even thinking about it.
Understood.
So you guys actually are, you know, the doctor was correct. You really shouldn't be up and about and fighting again, but you're ready to do it. Your bodies aren't sluggish at the order. It hurts, but you can get going.
I'm sure we can rest for a little bit more.
Potentially. How are you feeling?
A little bit hazy, you know. But, you know, better than I was before.
Right, Caius, you?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Just gonna shrink wrap this new skin right quick.
Head.
Got like a palm full of fire, like running in across each arm.
Bryce is just gonna look over at the medic really quick and just a moment, please.
The Chirurgian will lumber into a corner with you and kind of
No, I just mean
creak into a post position.
I just mean we need.
Oh,
we need-
with them, without him.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, he's happy to fuck off. He doesn't want to be any part of the social aspect of being a doctor. No. Yeah, he'll just leave.
Chirurgian Dr. House. All right.
I'd watch it.
Caius, Jan, Ohm13 and I have been devising a plan. Let us bring you up to speed. There is a power station. It exists at the top of this vertical city. On this particular tower, Rice is going to point at the data slate. This tower cannot be accessed from the ground. It needs to be accessed from above. We are planning to use the null point to lower us via a heavens crane. A long cable that we can descend from, and it will remain there for a period of time. We will place explosives at this location.
Huh?
Detonate it as we escape.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, like in Final Fantasy.
It is important that we maintain order during this operation. Cannot go to chaos.
I mean, we're pretty good, you
Bryce
know.
is just gonna
I
make
think we can do that.
a pointed look at Caius. With that said, we're in negotiations with the null point for the deployment of the Heavens Crane. Does anyone have any objections?
I don't think so.
No, as long as I can help with the kaboom, that's all I care about.
Understood. Home 13, has your project been fruitful?
I don't know. I suppose for the past week, Ohm's been casually tinkering with what was once another human being. It definitely isn't pretty, but it's more of a proof of concept than an actual effort.
You know, everyone's first servitor is a little rough.
Especially when you're not working with something from a vat and you had to pick it up off the street. But
Scrape it out of the muck.
it'll do its job. It's grotesque, and whatever that man was, he isn't any longer. Ohm hasn't fitted him with any of the weaponry he got off of the other Inquisitor's servitor, though.
Right now, he'd be too slow to be very effective in, like, you know, like that was like a servitor built for speed, for like sword and whip. Like you could give it to him, but he'd be clunky, you know.
But he's more than capable of holding an explosive device.
Ohm 13, would you like to debut your project to us?
Ohm will press a few buttons on a console and a tank will open, drain and open.
Yeah.
And the Imperial Guardsman almost looks like he's been skinned. and then had the skin put back over his body. Like it almost looks plasticky.
Yeah.
And there's just a large, noticeable cogitator sticking out of one side of where his skull has been removed. And one of his hands has been rendered down into like a three-pronged claw almost, with several bits of like utilitarian tools on it, but nothing too impressive.
It's like,
I mean, aside the fact that he
ports.
built a cyborg, you know.
Yeah, yeah. This is you know, baby's first cyborg. It's like, I could imagine Ohm building it like, okay, at this point, I could attach anything to this arm. You know, like it's ready to be upgraded in like an hour if you needed to, right?
Yeah.
Does it obey your commands? 13? What are we looking at here?
It lives to serve.
Is this like your skulls?
Negative. This is an autonomous servant. This is the recompense for disloyalty. His flesh is now made of use.
Can his flesh withstand the vacuum and radiation of space?
That's up to Ollie, really.
It's a good. You can definitely make servitors that can handle it. I would think that would be a totally like applicable. Like, okay, I want to make this guy applicable to space, because that's like the reason why Tequin has the combat servitors. Is like they are space troops. Right now, it's not so much that he needs to breathe. It's more the atmospherics.
Yeah.
That would just the way they affect on a body. But he definitely would be better in vacuum than anyone else in the party. He would just probably break after do it. Like, you could send him out on the outside of a spaceship to do like a task, and then he would die.
Yeah.
Or you could spend some time upgrading him, which to like specialize him. I think I'd allow that.
Further upgrades would be necessary to make him withstand the vacuum of space.
Harden this servant as best you can while we allow Caius and Yen more time to heal. I'll negotiate with a null point on a specific date for our operation.
We'll just
So I can rest?
nod.
That's right, Yen, you can rest.
I can go back to bed?
Yes, Yen.
All right. Is there any rations left I could have before I go? I'm really no like bars or anything?
Nope.
They have just like mush there. I kind of like something a bit more solid.
Eat the mush. It's good for you.
Nutrient bars are for winners, Ian.
All right.
Does Risa, given her Medicaid knowledge, know whether or not Yen will heal faster with a nutrient bar?
Yes,
matter?
he will. He does.
It is included in a full rest. You know, you gotta be fed, but you know, if you get back in that bed, something is getting plugged in you, and something is getting poured into your stomach, and you don't know what. But you know.
All right. Yen, just here. Risa will just unwrap a small half of the nutrient bar she was eating earlier, and just don't tell the medic.
Oh, don't worry. Your secret's safe with me.
It's your secret.
The evidence
Yen.
will be gone.
It's your secret.
Well, I mean, they're gonna know I've got
Your
it from
secret is
somewhere,
safe
you know.
with you. We dispense them right over there.
I mean, but only half of one, you know. Where am I gonna get half of one from? If you gave me a full
Watching
one,
this happen.
give me a full one.
Go to sleep.
All right.
Ohm glances at the servitor and it just lurches forward to grab Yen up by his collar and just drag him off towards the bed.
All right, I'm going.
Stomp, stomp, stomp.
Caius, do you
It will
require...
most likely not kill him.
Good enough for me. Caius,
My nutrient bar.
do you require anything? Perhaps I can procure you a nice glass of orc milk.
I think I'm
nutrient
gonna
bar.
be fine without that. Just get that for Yen. I can't help but notice he still has his legs.
I want Yen's nutrient bar.
The medic disagreed that Yen would need a leg replacement. It seems his legs were fine.
Got it. Okay.
They have, although, been reinforced with holy carbon fiber.
I was just hoping for a good joke. You know what? Never mind. It's fine.
Very well. We'll leave once Ohm 13 has hardened the servant.
The servitor has pressed Yen into the bed with one hand, but is actually just holding him down.
Does the servitor tuck Yen in?
No, it's almost suffocating him, basically. It's not letting him up.
Is that okay, Yen?
A little bit tight.
What's that?
A little bit tight.
Okay.
Go to sleep, sweet boy.
I didn't have my nutrient bar.
Did you eat half the nutrient bar, Yen?
I ate a little bit, but then the servitor took it from me.
I can't hear a word he's saying. Can you hear
The
him?
servitor does have the nutrient bar in his claw.
Is the servitor feeding you the nutrient bar, Yen?
No, the servitor just kind of took it.
Ohm 13, can you tell the servitor to feed Yen before sleep?
Actually, when Risa mentions both the word servitor and feed Yen nutrient bar, the servitor rotates its hand and then mashes it into Yen's face.
There you go, Yen. Enjoy your sleep. Okay. So, over the course of the next few days, however long it takes to harden the servitor.
Smother Yen, we'll get it done.
Over these next few days, Risa will be in contact with the Null Point, poring over systems analyst reports and data related to this power station, and hopefully negotiating a sky crane, a heavens crane.
So, there has been a lot of developments over this last week that you are relatively secure of in your little bubble. When that first push of the orcs was repelled, the Imperial Guard turned on the heretical Arbites. They can't crack open the tower, however. Arbite towers are made of incredibly strong stuff, and this encampment doesn't have the high... It has artillery, but, not enough to crack open an Arbite tower. They're very, very secure places. But there has been on and off fighting further in the city between Arbites and Imperial Guardsmen.
We did this, guys. Yeah.
Hey, start a civil war.
Can the Arbites be identified easily? They all carry the sigil, the symbol of chaos, yes?
Yeah. The ones that are being that are fighting have the purple flower symbol on them.
They look different enough from Risa
this
where
point.
no one will confuse the two, yes. Good.
At this point, it's not a subtle thing. It is,
Saying the quiet
old
part out
symbols
loud.
have been wrenched off. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Risa's not one for subtlety.
No, that's true. So just so you know, that is happening, but not really moving. I would say it's a stalemate, but it's a very bloody stalemate.
Understood.
The Null Point can assist you on this. I've described before, but the Null Point has basically sent down these mechadendrites into the city. Just on a much vaster scale than Ohm's, and they can pick you up in one and drop you off with it. Or they can slam it into this power station or near enough it and have you climb it. They're basically designed for the fast movement of supplies and information and like raw resources than personnel. They're designed to, you know, suck up the water on a planet or promethium or something like that. So it would be a very rough experience, but they can do it.
Does the null point possess anything of a little bit more subtlety? Is there any way
They have a teleportium.
I was gonna say, technically they can teleport us, but they won't.
They have a teleportium, but it's on the ship.
I see.
And you are not. And they
And you're gross,
are
and you're not
unwilling
coming
to
in.
waste it. They are unwilling to waste it on you. Moving a mechadendrite, whatever. They're mostly used to secure their position here. They're not using them for any major purpose. But the teleportium uses a lot of energy and things like that. This is one of those things that maybe if you convince them, there's a small chance, but it would be a lot of it would be quite unlikely.
Understood. All right. Is it possible for them to lower a mechadendrite without smashing directly into the power station? Close enough for us to be able to...
Yeah.
Okay. Under the cover of night.
Like, so the... Oh, at night? Hell yeah. That's good to know. Yeah, what they can do is basically, like, twist it around the station and, like, slam into a building next to it, and you could jump out. The power station is in a very awkward place because it's under the palace. But the mechadendrites are so like flexible, but it would operate fine.
All right.
It would be very similar to like when you jumped out of the lighter riser to catch Yen or Caius, whichever one.
Certainly.
Guess both. It would be that kind of thing. You would be
Is it possible to...
basically bucking yourself and launching off.
Is it possible to procure grapplers from the Mechanicus?
Yeah, like single-use grapplers for this operation. Yeah, I would say so.
All right.
Yeah, that'll make it easier for sure.
We'll do that then.
Cool. So the plan is pretty much
since the city's like pretty ruined-ish now and just kind of trying to in chaos, can we bring our orc friend with us? He's still outside the city gates, right?
your orc friend is assumedly still outside, yeah, but you need to go and get Yen to look for him. He's Yen's friend.
Yeah, Yen, can we bring your friend?
Wait, which friend?
You know, the orc guy. He likes Boom.
Oh,
He could be useful if we run into trouble, you know? Nobody's gonna notice orcs in the city anymore.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, is there any downside? Do we need to like clarify with someone first, or
Didn't that orc take Ian's food too?
Do we need to ask? Do we need to ask permission? Do you mean? I don't think so.
yeah? I mean, is Ryza okay with it?
Yeah. Ryza, you remember that orc that it was kind of useless in battle, but seemed pretty nice?
If the orc
Lovely
can,
guy.
If the orc can procure explosives for us,
Yeah.
potentially. This is a delicate operation. We don't want to be identified. Maybe it's possible to pin this on orcs as an orcish terrorist.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. This is my plan at the end of this. Yes.
All right. Potentially, it would make a nice cover.
We got a fall guy if we need it.
I mean, do we need to be stealthy though? If we're trying to go unseen, I don't think an orc is going to be the best option for that.
Listen. We can get him a cloak or something.
13, what do you recommend?
I recommend bombardment from the null point. Barring that, the explosive delivery plan is the best option.
The involvement of the orc, 13? Do you see this as a detriment or a benefit?
Inefficient.
Agreed. We'll pass on the orc for now.
Keep that orc
Missed
in your
that
back
one.
pocket, Yen.
Like, you literally do. You paid for him. He's still around.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, we got him for whatever we want, you know?
Just in case, you know.
Yeah.
Just sitting on a
Never know.
burning truck somewhere, looking at a little picture of Yen and like softly touching it with his hand.
Yeah.
Just a single
I
finger.
miss him.
Wonder what these homies up to. Yeah.
It's that, like, Wolverine gif, but there's an orc.
I miss that small boy.
All right. It's been a couple days, yeah?
Yeah, so, all of this would have been easy enough for you to do during this rest time that we've currently had. If you do want to make sure that, Ohm can fit the server tool for use in vacuum, that'll be further time, but in that time, Caius and Yen will
Yeah.
heal more.
Yeah. How much more?
Okay, so that's, you want another day.
All right.
Okay. Ohm, I'm going to need a tech use from you.
Oh, sure. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah. Hell yeah. It would, you know, it takes you the day to fit the server tool for in vacuum usage. It's a lot easier when, you know, you've already done a lot of the hard work, right? Grand. He's basically just going to be immune to the effects of vacuum. He's going to be, like, slow in it, but, you know, anyone would be, even Space Marines. During this time, both Caius and Yen, you actually get back to full health because of the way that the healing works. There will actually be a small package delivered to the little medical pod that you have as your base, addressed to Yen Bonsell.
Right, so we'll scan it for explosives.
With like
Just-
a tricorder.
Just overlooking it to see if it looks like any kind of contraband from the prison, or, you know, like what.
Oh, it looks incredibly contraband. It's a very ornate little wooden box with a strange swirly symbol on the top of it.
Yen, you have a package. Have you ordered anything?
Well, I remember. I mean, maybe in like a delirious state. Back.
Did you order a cyber hound?
Guy's got the demon in him.
Yen, hide your food. The dogs are back.
The cyber mastiff is here. All right, Yen. I recommend that we open this up in a secure location, safely.
I mean, we can just open it here, right?
It's possible that it is not. Just humor me.
All right.
Is there a way that we can open this safely?
Yeah, I would say a security check from you, Rysa, would fit for that, right? You know, going
Yen
to
doesn't
right
open it
location
himself.
and yeah, or Yen can just like take it and rip it open, just open it.
Security.
But
user?
yeah, security. No modifiers.
Okay.
You can't open the box. You get to a good location. It's hard to get to a quiet location when the city is undergoing a small-scale civil war and an orcish invasion all at the same time.
Impressive, the mail still works.
And you... well, exactly. You know, loyal. And you it's a very delicate, small wooden box, and like you're just trying to like work at it, and
Gloves
in a way
are too
where,
tummy thick.
and it's just gonna like crunch
Oh.
a little.
All right.
The box, and you do hear a kind of. You hear the sound of something breaking inside.
Oh,
Oh no.
I'm just gonna set it down on the ground. Walk over to Yen. All right, Yen. It appears safe.
All right. Do you want me to open it, or do you want to open it to like check for, like, I don't know?
No,
Bomb?
just go ahead and open it and let me know what's
All you
inside.
big guy.
It's all you.
It
got
looks
this,
a little
yeah.
bit crumpled.
No, it's
Ah.
just,
Yeah, the box is now very
Is it
hard
always
to
like that?
open.
it's just been it's damaged in transit probably.
Transit from where you showed it to me before is over here, or?
It's complicated. Open the box.
All right. I'll try.
Yeah,
Do
I'm
I
gonna
need to roll
need
security?
Not security anymore. No. I'm gonna need a strength check.
Oh no.
Strength skill check. Yeah. Yen cannot open the box either. At this point, the shape of the lid and the shape of the box are no longer the same, so they do not decouple in a natural way.
13.
I can open this thing.
Oh, Caius.
I got the ability.
Sure. Yeah. Take it away, Caius.
Yeah.
Better not set it on
worries.
fire.
Check the. Oh. Almost.
Caius
I didn't want to have
can
to ask
also
Ohm
not
13
open the
this.
box.
Ohm 13, we have a puzzle for you. It's a puzzle box.
It takes a village.
We'll come over.
We have an intriguing puzzle for you. We need this box.
This looks as if it was handled improperly.
No, it's a puzzle. See if you can open it. Carefully. It might be dangerous.
Does the lid have pins on it? Like hinge pins on the backside?
No. However, this box would have operated was cryptic. But at this point, it's so mangled that you can't even get like an easy assessment from it.
Actually, Ohm's gonna scan it with his optical mechadendrite first and see if he can take a look through it. Can we do that?
Yeah, give me a awareness doesn't give me an archaeotech check.
Can do.
Oh, barely.
are
Oh, you know what?
scanning.
We'll burn a fate point and we'll just fire that bad boy off again. Oh, I failed worse. Can't do it. Yeah, and your shit's broken.
I guess we just
you
leave
are
this here.
scanning minerals inside the box that are unrecognizable, and even the scan of the wood the box is made of itself seems illogical to the point that you're just assuming there's some kind of like blocker in it that's just jamming you, because it just isn't making any fucking sense.
Is this meant to be some sort of amusement device?
Well, whatever it is, it probably isn't what it was when we first got it anymore.
Can Risa
You know-
try again now that it's already broken?
Oh yeah, you can give me another strength.
All right. It wasn't a strength before, it was just a security check.
Yeah, you haven't tried the strength yet. Yeah, for
Alright.
sure.
Strength.
Just wrench it open.
Oh no. All right, Risa
The
burns a fate
impossible
point. We're
wooden
gonna
box.
open this bad boy open.
The team's
Standing around a box, hooting like gorillas, smacking at it.
the team's toughest challenge ends up being a tiny box.
There we go.
Just
Folks, we fought
Only
demons.
just though. One
Risa
degree of success.
Opens it very carefully.
By very carefully, you mean when you do finally decouple lid from inside, from outside, the inside contents jostle out of the box onto the floor. Like a like a fox going through like a bird's nest.
It's a box of Nutribars.
Yeah, it was just like it was a box of spaghetti, and now it's everywhere.
Ian's specially ordered glass animal menagerie is ruined now.
The contents are two kind of palm-sized, teardrop-shaped green things. They have little crystals on the side, and they're both a little scratched up and mangled and sort of messed up. I also clearly have pins on one end, like a single pull pin.
Ah, it was explosives. See, I was right.
Are
You're
they?
now in the mud.
Yep. It looks like a grenade, Yen.
Oh.
Yeah, and I thought
Well,
I know what explosives look like.
I mean, they're a little bit mangled. Just a little bit.
And whose fault is that? Yeah.
Can Ohm scan these?
Do you think I have the strength for that?
Yeah, and we all
What
saw
would
you
we
try to
check
open it.
with that.
I'm apparently 4'5" now. How strong can I be?
During the surgery, you just lost a couple of inches.
Just shaved a few inches off your leg.
And we gave
Attached
it
his
to
feet
Kai.
to his knees.
Yeah. This would be Xenos knowledge. This would be Forbidden Law Xenos. For you, Ohm.
Oh, Ohm doesn't have that.
Nope. But you can give
Guess
it a
I'll
try.
pick it up.
Yep.
It's a grenade, you know. It feels like a grenade. There's two of them. They're a little busted, but there's still work. They're poor quality now, which means that when you throw them, they do have a chance to jam and explode in your hand. But it's only a small chance.
Fair.
Does this grenade in any way resemble the one that detonated near us in the underground?
No, very different actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are kind of like smooth and green, and like they almost look like they could be like earrings if they were smaller. They're very pretty.
What do you think, Caius? You
Well,
ever
they
seen
would've
anything
been.
like this before?
I don't think so. I don't come
Unless
from
you make a Xenos lore check and you pass, you know.
Xenos lore. I don't think I have that.
No, I don't think you do either.
Yeah. That anything like demon lore? I got that. No,
It would be the same roll, but you would have a -20 modifier for not being trained in it.
Okay.
So if you want to like facsimile it, like just do
Yeah,
a demon.
yeah,
lore
let's
mod-
pretend.
Yeah, well, it's impossible. Like,
Ah,
yeah.
well, -3. Yeah, sure.
yeah,
I'd like to point out, if I was trading Xenos lore, I probably would have gotten it.
Well,
Yeah, that's true. It was actually a good roll.
all right, Yen. Well, enjoy.
Yeah, I'll,
Maybe use these
Try
two
to?
last.
yeah, they seem pretty important. I'll try not to put them in any, difficult to open boxes or anything like that.
Can Risa examine this box and see if there's any note or any sign that came from somewhere?
There is a little slip, essentially like a custom slip that this was seized in a market by the Inquisition.
Oh, I see.
But it's dated a very long time ago by
Before.
the Ordo Xenos. But
All right, well, contraband. Okay, there you go.
My
Yen.
bad now.
All right. What's next, Ollie?
We all had fun with the box.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Bonding experience.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're pretty set for your plan. Now everyone's fully healed. Question is, are you ready to engage with it?
Risa just looks around at everyone. Well, does anyone have any objections at the last minute here?
I'm good, I think.
All right. Caius?
Let's murder some people. Is that what we're doing? I don't know. I'm good at that.
Risa will have procured explosives from the camp here.
You're gonna need to give me, well, it depends what kind of explosives you're looking for, right? If you just want to buy some frag grenades, sure. If you are looking to take out a power station, you're gonna want more than frag grenades.
Okay.
You're going to want, let me see here. You know, essentially either something like a C4 or maybe a melter grenade. Or a crack grenade, which is slightly rarer than a frag grenade.
All right.
Another option are hayrire grenades, actually, which will just disable the building without destroying it.
That would be ideal.
If applied properly. Okay, let's go with that one then. It will be an influence check with a very rare rarity, which means it will be a -30 modifier on your influence.
Oh no.
I will lower it to a -20 because you have been here a long time and you know the people to make deals with and stuff. But it's just a rare thing, right? So
I see. Poof. Okay. Yeah.
if that's a failure with 2 degrees, do you want to use a fate point to re-roll that? Or do you want to move on to try and find something else instead?
We'll probably move on to try to find something else.
Okay. The second option, which would be not as hard to acquire, would be crack grenades. So the difference between a frag grenade and a frag grenade explodes like out, big. Crack grenades, small, hot explosion.
Would Ohm be able to see if the Mechanicus had any haywire grenades?
Yeah, you can make an influence check too. Same -20 because you know it's the same deal. It's just you have a deal, affinity with the different people.
Oh.
Close. No cigar.
Yeah.
All right.
The other, so crack grenade would be just a influence check with a -10 to acquire.
Okay. -10.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see if the rat chef has one? I bet that guy's got some stuff squirreled.
Yo!
Yeah.
I'll let you make an influence with a -20, and we'll see what he has.
Yeah.
It'll just be whatever.
He and I are friends. -20? I mean, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, I mean, there's no way. Unless I roll like a 1 through 8. Let's find out. Yeah.
66 though.
Let's try again.
Yeah.
You know what? I got a good feeling about this the second time around. Yeah, okay.
This is worse. It's way worse. You,
Talking to the wrong ratling the entire time.
you guys go
like, who
around
the hell are you?
everywhere. You go around everywhere looking for a higher grade explosive used for this kind of thing. You even end up talking to the ratling. It's like, what kind of guy do you think I am? I would have something like that.
Yen?
Yeah, it's like a tiny little yen.
Yeah, Yen, you could check with your orc friend.
Or
Gonna
might
give
have
us a barrel
explosive.
full of gasoline.
Yeah.
No, a trash bag full of gasoline.
Uh-huh.
A laundry
I know.
laundry basket full of gasoline.
Uh-huh.
I love that Dave Matthews song.
Yeah. Oh man, it's one of my favorite.
Yeah, do you want to try with your orc? That's not the orc.
Oh no, the dogs are back. Hide Yen.
A nutrient bar.
Yeah, and I told you about carrying around those nutrient bars.
I need them.
Now,
I mean,
this
if it's okay
wouldn't
with
be
Risa.
Yes, you may consult your orc friend, but do so in a way that doesn't divulge our mission, please.
I mean, all I gotta ask is, got any boom boom?
Yeah, leave it at that. All right, Yen?
Yeah, I can do that.
Very good. You may proceed.
Give me the charm check first, Yen. It's
Charm.
gonna be a charm, -10.
Charm with a -10. I got this.
You probably do.
I
You
got
this.
this.
You got this. So you, do you take anyone with you on your excursion outside of the city?
I imagine I take Caius.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Rose before orcs.
Yeah.
You like leave the city, go into the mud fields, look around for a little, and you do find the orc that you hired to assist you, the freebooter, who's willing to work for just about anyone. He's a big guy. He has got a little shoddy little camp set up. He is currently removing bits of green flesh from an orc's head, so he has the skull. He has he's sitting on basically a box of things. And he will kind of look over and be like, "Oi!
Boy,
Excited
to you
to
as
see
well.
I wondered when you'd traipse around back looking for the boys."
Well, we've been pretty preoccupied. I was a little bit hurt for the last week or so. It's been a little bit. You know, things happen and whatnot. Acid gets thrown on you, stuff like that.
Asic is pathetic.
I mean, it's effective, I can tell you that. Caius can say that too.
Yeah, nowhere near as powerful as Boom, though. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, bud?
That is true.
You come all this way to see me just to get some stick bombs. Yeah, well, I can
Well,
spare
we're looking for some powerful stick bombs, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, like big boom, boom.
Yeah. He's gonna stand up, and he was sitting on some grenades. And he's gonna pick up the grenades. And these are the orcish ones, which are, they've got the handle. And he will be kind of waving it in your face, and it has a little face painted on the grenade. And so you can tell that this one is gonna burn harder because of the yellow and the fangs on the grenade.
Yeah.
And if you even hit it just right, then if you press this button and spikes out at the end, it'll really lodge into someone's gooey parts.
Nice.
Do you think that'll do, Caius?
I think this will satisfy our needs.
Big kaboom? Big... Yeah. I think that'll help us quite a lot.
The orc will hand you over 2 crack bombs. That's what they're called. For your scheme.
Nice.
Now, bear in mind that these,
anything...
they have ones you can't use them in your grenade launcher. That's mainly the nerf. They gotta be thrown or placed.
Oh, we really do appreciate this. Is there anything you want in return, or anything we can help you with?
Oh, when you're gearing up for another big fight, tag me in.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll make sure to reach out to you.
You should watch out.
We got your number, right?
Yeah. But Word amongst the fungus is that Gatecrusher's got a girlfriend. Some Hume idea. I find the idea quite horrible myself. But watch out.
Well do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
well, appreciate the heads up.
Right. With grenades secured, I think this is a great place for us to take a little quick break
All right.
before you actually start your plan.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ollie. We'll be right back with more DoomLore, 40K story right after this. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a second half of the episode of... Wow.
No, I've been like fog brain all day. I
Welcome
can't
back
judge.
to the second half of DoomLore, a 40k story. If you're listening to the podcast, if you're listening to the show on podcasting apps such as Spotify or Stitcher, just know that we record this show live every Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific. That's 6 p.m. Eastern here at Fable Scraps on Twitch. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us over at our Discord, where we have a whole community. We even have someone doing miniature versions of the cast, which is awesome. Go check it out over at the Discord. That's fablescraps.com/Discord. So without further ado, let's get right back into it. Take it away, Ollie.
Well, really, it's going to be taken away Risa, because at this point, you're ready for the plan. Outside your medical pod, it's like as Caius and Yen are getting closer, from the front of the null point that you can see in orbit on a clear day, like a cephalopod, there are all of these tentacles of machinery that come down and they lodge into the ground, these mega mechadendrites. And one of those is just going to move from one part of the city and like writhe around the city and just plant with a loud thunk right in front of your little base. Immediately, some of the tech priests that are milling around from the null point are going to start minorly adjusting the titanium hull of the mechadendrite to basically make it ready for your plan.
All right, everyone. It's good to see you again, Merlene. I hope you had a restful week.
I spent my birthday in basically the medical pod, so I managed to at least get some rest, but I'm feeling a little despicable about turning 27.
I was wondering
We
why
had
the
the-
doctor was attempting to sing.
We had the medic ignite your nutrient bar, and we all blew it out while you were unconscious. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you have a plan, Risa. As a plan that will go entirely to hell, but it's a plan nevertheless.
We've become aware of a power station. It is the power station which is responsible for providing energy to the palace, along with the Arbite Spire and several other important locations. We believe that the inhabitants of this particular location are of great importance to this resistance. To that end, we would like to disable, not destroy, Risa just pointedly looks at Caius and Yen, this location. We've procured explosives. We are doing this under the cover of night. This is our layout for the location. And Risa will just show the data pad with the schematics of what the Mechanicus were able to provide. They've shown points where we'll need to place explosives. How many points are there, Ollie?
So it's a bit of a weird one. Anyone who's interested, I think there should be a check for this. Because the Mechanicus, yeah, they give you a bunch of information, but it's cryptic. I think a real quick either operate or security check with a minus 10 would be appropriate, just for anyone who wants to look over the blueprints and see. Because the other option is there is just things to blow up and you'll see what you have to do, right?
We'll take a look.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's great. So, what's interesting now that you're looking over this power plant is that it actually doesn't seem to be connected to the palace above it, which means there's not going to be one nice cable to destroy to feed the whole thing. This is a plasma arc reactor, which means it has exposed plasma conduits on the side of it. The area that the rebels are using as a drop point has on the other side, like basically a bridge dwarfed by these plasma arc reactors. Anyone who falls into them is going to be fried. Destroying both of them would make this place cease to function, but would also probably be irreparable. There is, however, past those reactors, basically a power conduit that, if was disabled correctly, would stop the flow of power throughout whatever this thing is powering.
All right. So we'll be placing explosives near this point, showing the conduit, near one of the arc reactors. If we do this, we're sure to encounter resistance. Our mechadendrite from the null point will get us here and get us out. Hopefully unseen. If we are seen, it is up to Erlene and myself to subdue our witnesses. Caius, again, you're in charge of laying explosive charges. Ohm 13, you will be in charge of surveillance, hopefully giving us any early warning for any company we may expect.
Seems like a Space Marine gig to me.
Well, they're unavailable. It's up to us.
Well, all right. Well, just my impression of this is that I think that a sabotage operation such as this, I mean, we're going to have witnesses no matter what we do. But I mean, we'll stop. We'll try and stop them if we can. I'll do my best, Raisa.
That's all I ask of any of you. And if anyone has any objections, voice them now. Good. We proceed at nightfall.
Very well.
Okay.
Over the evening, the tech priests refit a segment of the mechadendrite to be essentially utilized for drop operations. A series of straps and buckles that you connect yourselves to, each one having beside it a grapple tether. They're very simple single-use items that will assist with the jump from the mechadendrite to the power station, while also tethering you so that you won't fall instantly to your death. There'll be a chance to recover yourself in some ways. With that ready, by the time night falls, well, night does fall, the city enters gloom. There are very few lights on lower parts of the city, but the palace up above, near where you're entering, is aglow. And even the null point kind of glows slightly in the night sky. Do you get aboard the mechadendrite and get ready for the drop?
Yep. Marisa makes sure that everyone has their appropriate gear, and we're all kind of blacked out.
Oh, are you taking the servitor?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Are we taking the servitor instead of Ohm? Like, can Ohm operate remotely the gear so that Ohm's not in immediate danger?
No, that would require specific implants, but...
Well, to be fair, Ohm doesn't have to leave the mechadendrite, and his servo skull is certainly able to provide instruction to the servitor.
Yeah, you could stay on the mechadendrite, essentially as a bit of an overwatch, and have your skull go and do your job. Yeah, that would be fine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Great. We'll
Okay.
proceed.
Once everyone is strapped on and secured, the bolts, almost like a hand at the bottom of the mechadendrite, is going to start moving.
Marisa checks the end straps twice.
It is like
I'm good,
that
I'm
ride
good.
at the theme park, right? The one that just goes up and then down.
Are you feeling numb in
It's
any
like
of your
your stuff you do
extremities,
there.
Yen Boncel?
Am I feeling what? Am I what?
You're fine. Let's proceed.
Wait,
I imagine
Yeah,
you would
yeah,
be the
I
last
think I'm
person
good.
to strap in, right?
That's right.
Risa? Cool. It's going to unbolt from the ground, and it's going to start lifting with all of you attached to it. You are essentially at the end of a rapidly moving tentacle. It seems kind of slow and lethargic when you're on the ground, but not when you're attached to it. You are sent. Yeah, it is a theme park ride with deadly consequences. The Mechadendrite
clamping
cannot.
in with his utility claw.
Yes! Hell yeah. The Mechadendrite does not plug directly into this power station. It kind of loops under the palace and attaches to a tower nearby, just kind of screwing itself into the walls, allowing you to see this power station up close and personal. Like you saw on the vid feed from the null point, there is this small little platform. And by small, I mean it's quite a few meters across, where there is this cargo lighter, and then this walkway that is lined with these reactors that are just glowing blue. They're glowing blue with heat and energy, and occasionally the energy sparks. There is a little bit of activity that you see there of troopers, but nothing heavy yet. Now, first of all, you've got to worry about the jump itself. So, the jump is going to be acrobatics or athletics checks with +0. You're basically getting a modifier for the grapples, but a penalty due to the horrendous situation you guys put yourselves in. Everyone who is wanting to leave is going to need to do one. Aline is first! Hell yeah! I mean, like, the trained soldier of the party, absolutely.
Yeah.
You can launch the grapple line, connect, and zip onto the platform, even taking a bit of a secure position there. Who's next? Risa's fine. Gets across easy. You know, Risa, due to your equipment and general everything, is a much heavier target than Arlene. So, like, you hit the ground with, like, a thunk and, like, metal kind of scraping.
Risa immediately
Is there
takes
anything
cover.
we can do other than acrobatics?
What was that?
It says, is there anything we can do other than an acrobatics check?
Acrobatics or athletics.
Oh, I could have used athletics. Oh, God.
Well, you succeeded! You succeeded with a 15 skill and rolled a 5. So, like, that's amazing. Yen, Yen and Caius,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
stop jerking each other off in the
The
back of the
exact
bus.
same
Just
dice
like-
roll.
Yeah.
Why don't you quick kiss and a jump?
I might use a fate point for this.
Yeah, I
use
think
a fate point
it
for
might
this.
be prudent to utilize some fate if you have any left.
Okay. All right. Well.
Oh, that didn't work.
You rolled a 99, Caius. Okay.
Is there any way
Um,
to use, for them to use as one of our grapples?
Neither of
Yes,
us are
but not
trained in
immediately.
acrobatics, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll be a multiple step process, right? For Yen, you get across, right? You use the grapple line. You kind of zip through. You kind of awkwardly. I don't want to say you hit the side, like a cartoon character, but the other alternative is that the harness is just pulling really hard on your junk. Either way, you're going to take 3 wounds.
He crushed
Now
a
for
testicle.
Caius, yeah, 3 wounds,
Yeah.
all testicular.
Oh God.
Oh, that looks like it hurt yet.
Caius,
Wedgie from hell.
I should roll it. I should try again to roll. Is what you're saying?
I mean,
Yeah,
do you
okay.
do
Can
you
I
want
have
to
the
take that
servitor
failure
try
of
to
minus
cut
8
Caius?
degrees?
Listen, it can't get worse than 99. I got this. Yeah, okay.
That's better. So I was going to say that last one was so bad you weren't even going to get across. You were going to be like lodged in the middle, like a
Yeah.
fucking piñata. But no, with this, Caius, you get across. It's slow and awkward. In fact, what kind of happened is that the whole operation of this is essentially automatic. It's designed to work this way, and it has been for thousands of years. But your body isn't exactly human anymore. You know, the gloves don't quite interface properly, the grapple line don't interface properly. So you end up having to basically clamber across the grapple line with your bare hands, and it is red hot from the speed in which it is operating, and also the power system. So you are going to take 6 wounds as you get across, but you get across.
Rice
Servitor should probably make a check too, huh?
Rice is gonna try and heal Caius with the medic I could. Seeing the wounds.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Why don't you go ahead and do that? But it will actually just be with a +20, I believe.
God, it wouldn't happen, but how funny would it be if they teleported the servitor in?
Let me check exactly how first aid works, because I can never remember. It's weird.
Erling, do you see any contacts?
There are 2 individuals, like, without any sort of check, because there is enough light being cast from these plasma coils that you can see everything. It's not that stealthy.
Caius, give me your hands.
Okay.
There are 2 of the light jump arbites at the end of the other side of the arcs who are kind of about to investigate the area. They are on their way. With first aid, you are going to remove... what's your intelligence modifier, Risa?
3.
So you're gonna heal 4 of Caius's wounds with that patch up.
Good.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah. First aid's really good, but you're gonna do it once to each person per day.
Sure.
Um.
Alright, Caius, that's all you get.
So,
It's pretty good. Thanks.
Erling, you want some stim?
Yeah, I'm
Gave
always
him
down.
mitten hands.
Can I give Erling one of my doses of stim?
hell yeah.
Okay.
Like, just dose her now.
Do you want it now, Erling?
Just give her a
Always.
shot right in the ass. Let's go. Come on, we're partying.
All right. You take one of my doses of stim.
That is 3d10. Give me a roll of 3d10. And at this point, I would like everyone to roll for me initiative.
Hell yeah.
I'm also
as we
gonna
shift
take
to
a
a battle
dose of
map.
stim.
Cool. Yeah. Good chance. So roll me 3d10 there as well.
Okay.
26, 17. So Risa, you take to the stim a little better. You're a little bit better at controlling it. This is the number of rounds you have this for, which, considering, you know, how big this place is and stuff, that might actually end up mattering. We'll kind of add it together later on.
Nice.
Can the servitor just use all of their zip lines grouped together to pull itself over?
Yeah, sure. I don't really want to go futzing around for the rules for the servitor anyway. So
It kind of suck if he just fell off and died immediately.
what we'll do is we'll wait for them to move before the servitor
Yeah.
actually joins the fight. But yeah, he's there.
He's trying.
Well, he's just a big boy, you know.
It's
Big boy living it
Ohm
large.
built a giant mechanical toddler.
Well, servitors are not known for their grace. Oh man. Oh, horrendous rolls. Goddamn stanky rolls. Okay, well, we take them, I guess. Hey, don't you start moving? It's not your turn yet. Or it might be. It's Rice's. Okay.
Chelsea's got the stim in.
So all of you have already done all these things. You know, you've taken a moment to patch up. You've dosed each other with drugs, and this is when we start a true initiative order. Risa, what would you like to do? Bearing in mind that you guys aren't really stealthy, it's just they haven't completely like set the alarm yet. What are you feeling? Oh, and just to quickly describe, obviously this is the lighter. It's a big boy. This walkway is totally safe to walk on. This like blue area beside it, there's a drop of let's say 3 meters, where you could walk around in there, but you might get a little toasted by the energy coils.
Does the lighter, is it open? Does it look like it's accessible? There doesn't look like there's anybody in it, right?
It's empty. Like, you can tell that it's empty. It is likely locked because these things all sort of lock by themselves. But it is an Arbite lighter, and you may know the default code. You know, they might not have changed the password sort of situation.
Okay.
So you might be able to access it yourself if you want. Relatively easily,
it's
like
enough
just getting up to it and accessing the power.
It's enough to know that it's clear. I think Risa would.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I can't seem to figure it out. What's going on?
Oh right, the initiative thing. It's right above where your
I have to
room
click
section
myself.
is.
That's why I clicked myself.
You have to click your token first. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was doing earlier. Okay, that's what screwed everything up.
I
moved it instead of clicking it is what happened.
It's not as strict on the D&D version for Roll20 as it is here.
Yeah.
Can you identify on this map all of the points that need to be disabled?
So this
there we go.
Blue thing. Man, I used to be able to do my Roll20 is a little glitched out right now. Because of course I don't know exactly what we're seeing right now. Sometimes I can look through your eyes. But this blue thing back here would be the element to semi-safely disable the power. Whereas if you're desperate, you could try blowing up the coils themselves. This is near identical to the coils on a plasma gun, to the point that if there was damage to them, it would all start, the whole thing would kind of explode.
Certainly.
Erlene actually did get the first turn, so...
Oh, okay, go for it.
With those questions in mind, that like the lighter is obviously unoccupied, Erlene, what are you thinking?
What am I thinking? I'm just gonna stand by for the entire turn because I'm waiting on Risa's point. I just look to Risa.
I can just tell Erlene, we need to secure a path so that our our explosive experts can.
All right, so then I'm gonna just stealthily move.
Oh yeah, sure. Give me a stealth check.
Cool.
And then depending on the stealth check, we'll decide on how your movement rolls are.
All right.
I have such a good idea, but
Okay. There you go.
Oh, it's the horrible roll. It's a 92. Do you want to use a fate point to reroll?
Yeah, I'm gonna use that fate point for that.
I love that you managed to get the whistling wind going on, because I actually had a version of this that had clouds animated.
Oh wow.
Because of how high up you are. I might add that again last time. I changed it. So that's like right now that means you can kind of operate in stealth. I will make awareness checks once the other guys are like engaged to see whether you are seen. But right now you can move stealthily, right? That shouldn't be a problem.
All right, so I moved 6. Oh, that's not 6. That's...
Okay.
I have such a good idea, but Ohm wouldn't tell anybody.
You're not on the initiative. Can you?
Ohm's not getting into initiative.
Oh.
He's not coming off.
Oh, I was
Risa.
gonna do that for you controlling the servitor.
Oh,
Just for ease.
Are these walls like? Are they like? These wall thingies,
This is
are
a
they-
drop.
Okay, got it.
This is like
Yeah,
a
I
3
understand.
meter drop into like maintenance corridors that are so close to the energy coils. whoever was operating on them would need to be in very heavy security armor or maintenance armor to not
Scary.
get fried. Yeah. But basically full cover if you wanted to risk it, or great stealth.
Risa is going to patch into Ohm and just say, Ohm 13. Come in, Ohm 13.
Responding.
There is a abandoned lighter on this pad. Would you...
Yes.
Do you recommend having your servitor piloted into our target?
It may not be agile enough to complete this action.
I understand.
However, I will send my servo skull along with it, and it may be able to convince anyone that sees it that it is there for maintenance.
Ah. I see. Proceed. Erlene. Erlene, hold.
Yes.
Hold.
Holding.
Sure. Yeah, Rice is going to take cover behind whatever this pylon is up here.
Yeah, it's a large enough like structure of metal that you kind of get really solid cover behind it.
Yeah. And just going to allow Ohm to proceed with that plan. I'm just gonna motion.
Yeah,
like,
that's a good
hold,
plan.
Hold for Caius and Yen.
Kaiser, you are okay with holding for the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Servitor grapples across. You want to try and get that servitor into the lighter with the skull? The first step would be opening it up. The lighter is, like I said,
Are we doing the lighter thing, or are we? Is it? Are
getting
we just,
the servitor deep inside, which is the plan.
I think Ohm 13 suggested that we send the servitor over to plant the explosives and just say it's for maintenance. Wasn't that was what the plan was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah, in which case, you know, the servitor will start heading across with the servo skull hovering around. Which explosives do you give to the servitor to operate with? Kind of Yen's decision, being the explosives expert.
Give him the crack bombs. Yeah.
Should I give them both or just one?
Nah, give him
Both? Both? Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, all right. You know, I'll hand over both. Make sure you keep good care of these. They're pretty sensitive and they're pretty deadly.
The servitor is just going to hold each in its hands like it's carrying 2 drumsticks.
Nice.
Now, I'd advise not running with them.
Ohm 13, how long should the detonator be set for? To give your servitor enough time to return.
I do not expect it to return.
Understood.
I would, however, recommend placing the crack explosives onto its back and priming them.
Understood.
Just a note, these Orcus explosives, you can't set a detonator or anything like that. They once they're primed, they're going to explode when they land, when they touch something, basically.
Yeah.
Is how they're designed. If you wanted to jury rig something, that would be time. If you wanted to use like regular Imperial explosives, then that might be more of an option.
Would the we be able, without too much fuss, be able to jerry rig something where the servo skull has a line on it and basically once the Ohm skull leaves, it just sort of plink and sets them off.
Yeah.
I would say probably not with the orc grenades, because they're designed to be like primed by a orc and thrown, and Servo Skull is too weak for that. But if you had other explosives, like if you had like a line of frag grenades or anything left, for sure. The other option would be, just because, you know, maybe you'd think of this as well, just not priming the crack grenades and shooting them when they're in the right position.
Yeah.
Like a las gun.
Well, there you go. You guys figure it out.
All right, we don't have enough. We don't have enough time to find a way to prime these. Yen, do you feel confident that you could hit this grenade from a distance, from that distance?
I think I could probably do it pretty good. How far away are they gonna be? Like
They will
30
be-
meters?
Yeah, about 25 meters away.
You told me how you used to be able to hit womp rats. Yeah, this should be no problem for you.
Oh no, here come the lawyers.
That's not even the first time we've made this. No, it's not even the first time Lucid's made that joke.
All right, let's plan for
Yeah, I
that.
think I can do it.
All right, get your last gun. We affix the grenades to the back of the servitor, and prime it and set it on its way. And we all take as much cover into the darkness as we can to ensure that we don't be seen.
Yeah. It's rough, but you can. It'll be better if you hide behind the lighter itself.
Yeah, Risa would, and kind of motion everybody else. Get down.
All right.
Erlene, do you want to stay in more of an active position?
Yeah,
the others to take cover?
I'm actually looking out to see what I could see past the coils.
So you can see, and I was going to describe this anyway, because you can see quite well, because the coils are generating like this blue light that bathes all of this like boxy area here in the back. As the servitor starts lumbering across, there are these two Arbites. They are wearing the light Arbite armor with the bulky jump packs. They're kind of like a boxy thing. And they don't have the shotguns and shock mauls. They actually are wielding auto pistols and chainswords. And they are going to start approaching this thing extremely suspiciously. So, Ohm, you said you were going to take the server skull with it to basically try and blab your way out of it.
Yeah, the servo skull's going to just start a repeating feed of just...
Attention. Maintenance is required. Stand clear. Attention. Interference with this unit will result in severe penalty. Attention.
And it'll just start cycling that on a repeat.
That's awesome. Unfortunately, it is going to come down to a contested deceive check against these guys.
Nice.
All right.
Skill there's what they've been using this. Yeah, that will do. That one will do. They have skill.
Oh, there you go.
Makes sense.
Yeah, all right.
Whoa.
It's a success on the line, which means if these guys get any degree of success, they will be able to see through the lie. It is an int-based skill. They have a plus 10 modifier for reasons that I'll go into. That's one of them. That's two of them. One of them is fooled. One of them like kind of like was approaching with like the gun ready and then's like, okay, but still like a little confused.
Hey,
The other
they're
one
both dumb
is
as
too.
hell.
You can actually like hear through the feed of the other ones like, this doesn't look like the servitors that we encountered inside, but this one doesn't look like it's about to attack us. Like, yeah, well, at least there's that. And they will kind of like back up slightly.
Excellent.
And you know, Pask, right? That's how you
Yeah,
pronounce the
Pask.
planet's name.
Yeah.
And the servo skull will just
The planetary governor of Pask thanks you for your compliance, citizen. Attention. Maintenance in progress.
and we'll just continue to meander around.
You can get up nice and close to this like energy conduit, and
Since
there is this What was that?
I was just gonna say, since Ohm has such an intimate knowledge of Rice's communications system, is it possible that Ohm 13 is able to hear the communications of these Arbites?
Ohm can hear it through the servo skull. They
Oh,
spoke out loud.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So, as soon as the the servitor is just doing its thing. So the skull is
Yeah.
going to maintain like a healthy distance under the guise of being sort of an obnoxious little announcement box. But it's
Yeah.
definitely to make sure it can avoid the explosion when it's
Yeah. At this point, the servitor is like can do like mock maintenance to the conduit. It's right there. As it turns around, the two orcish grenades that are like lodged on its back become evident. And these guys are stupid, but they're not that stupid. They are going to recognize that as at least some kind of explosive. But can Yen make the shot before they can react?
servo skull's out of there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fucking.
Blast?
Yen, take your time. Take the shot.
Blasting.
Okay, okay.
You fuck this up, we're all gonna hate you.
Make an attack roll. You have one turn to do it, so I don't know if you want to do take a half action to aim, or if you want to just do your typical 4-shot Monty. I don't know what your plan is here.
I feel like it'd be better to take a half turn to aim rather than just shoot 4 times.
Sure.
Right.
In which case, you will be doing single attack, half aim.
Perfect. Okay. Come on, Yen Mansell. That's gonna be long range or extreme long range?
What's the range of your gun?
30 meters.
So it's just regular.
Hey,
Is there any
Just
way for
stand-
any of us to assist him in this?
No,
Like I
not
need
really
help.
at all.
Like emotionally, or
I got this.
If anything, that would just get in the way, and so the first shot is a failure.
let's
You have a second gun. He would have had them
Shoot
both already
again.
equipped.
Oh no, the hot
Now
shot
here's the
wouldn't make it.
question: does
The hot shot wouldn't make it because it's 20 meters.
so the hot shot would have a range penalty? That would be
Yeah.
long range.
I
Or
could
you can just not
re-roll.
take the shot and then.
yeah.
Or
yeah.
you could reroll.
You have
if you have
fate
any
points
fate
too,
left.
buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a fate point. That takes
Did
us
you
down
take
to
2 shots
1
with your
fate.
last pistol? Oh no, you did a half
No,
action to aim.
because it's too. He can if he does semi-auto, but you know, why would you do
Okay,
that?
don't worry. That was a fluke. I can do it this time, I swear.
Let her rip, big guy.
I believe you.
Bond
You jammed
cell,
this gun in.
let it rip.
Yeah,
Hey,
there
there
we
it
go.
is.
Wow.
Blasting.
Happy birthday.
There is a minute crack of a regular las pistol, not even a hot shot, that you can carefully aim between like the legs of the lighter, and it just sets one of the areas of the crack grenade alight. It just kind of sparks and burns, and then there's just going to be this just small explosion, and I mean small in the terms of how big explosions could be. It's going to still be a good few meters. Let me just check exactly how much. But like basically just like a hot white ball of fire just apparates for a moment, leaving very little behind. The grenade has a concussive blast radius of, I want to say, 4 meters. Oh shit, 0 meters. Because they're crack grenades. So that's not actually going to blow up the soldiers around it, but it is going to just be this small, like, basically enough to completely consume the servitor and send out a shockwave, and then just have a big molten hole in like the support strut of this power conduit, which is just going to start. All the pipes connecting it are just going to start. And it is going to not fully explode, but like lean and disconnect enough that like a lot of the lights that are in the building fizzle off. The arc reactors, the plasma reactors, are still operating. That wasn't power. They're powering themselves. But the power is no longer going to wherever it was powering the rest of this facility, either the governor's palace or something else, which is a massive boon as you see elements below the palace start to flicker off with lights, and you actually start to see some of the power cables dangling from this tower swell with the influx of energy now that it's got nowhere to go. With that happening, with the power station compromised, but still generating power, the Arbites can weave around, just narrowly avoiding the explosion themselves, and get ready for a real serious fight. And with that, I think it's the end of today's session.
Oh my god.
Aww.
Wow.
Got me super excited.
We did an urban terrorism, guys. Yay!
This is like nothing compared to.
We blamed it on maintenance.
Yeah.
That was a really good plan.
That was a good
Pretend to be a
plan.
maintenance servitor. Such a good idea.
That was perfect. Thank you so much, everyone. God, Ollie, what a good... I didn't realize you had like a battle map all ready to go.
Oh yeah.
This is great.
I sometimes prepare for this show.
Awesome. Yeah, that whole opening bit where everyone was getting healed up and prepared to go under surgery. I was pretty sure we were gonna have to have like a diversion with orcs for a while. I didn't know we were gonna get this far.
Well,
I didn't expect we'd get this far.
Competent group planning?
good plan. Pretty much from everyone involved, really. Like maybe
Look at us doing
something to
stuff.
this working together thing. I don't know.
Caius
Nah.
wanted metal legs for
This is
Yen.
a situation where this is
Yeah.
a situation where
That's a joke.
like the specialty.
That's
This
a
is a situation
joke.
where the specialty. This is a situation where the specialty of like actually blowing stuff up like actually worked.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That it's come up like a few juicy times. It doesn't come up much, but like when it does.
So why did
Boy,
why did
howdy.
Caius want metal legs for Yen as a joke?
Just as a joke. Yeah. The rest of us
Just a
have
prank,
one. Why
you know.
It's
not?
like a little pranky prank.
Just
Yeah.
move his legs as a prank.
Yeah. You just wake
pranked
up
you.
and not have his regular legs.
Goofed ya.
Like, wait. Was
And
this
we stole your
necessary?
penis.
Oh well. Next
What
time.
if Yen did get metal legs and they were like way taller?
They're adjustable. We'll just ratchet him back down. It's fine.
Or way shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Just got like the bottom of like an office chair.
Like Hank Hill's dad.
Awesome.
Went to Pask and killed 50 men.
Pask.
This whole planet is gonna become a penal colony. It's marked for destruction. There's no way that we're gonna actually save this planet. We're trying, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, no. God.
Get as much money as we can and just
The planet
leave.
was doomed 20 years before we arrived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just sped up its
That's Warhammer.
swan song a little bit.
Yeah.
That was great. I'm glad that Ohm has a new friend now.
No, he doesn't.
Had.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad that Ohm got to taste friendship for like a little bit before having
Yeah,
it.
That was never his friend.
It's more like a pet.
He blew it
you
up
know?
immediately.
It's more like a moon around a planet in system Ohm.
Yeah.
In the star system of Ohm 13.
It's like an
Yeah, the star
asteroid.
system of Ohm 13 threw a meteorite at another planet and destroyed it just now.
I was gonna say meteorite. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ollie. You're wonderful. This was great.
I thought we were gonna have to save Kaias at one point.
No. Oh, yeah.
Caius.
My
Oh yeah.
acrobatics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
If it was the -8, you would have been dangling.
Yeah, it would have been
Would have
fun.
been dangling.
Strength check.
Enjoying my new Cirque du Soleil act in front of the. Just having fun.
I completely
When's
missed.
Caius just gonna learn to fly? You know, come on.
Yeah.
You're like a cool sorcerer.
It's got to be a thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it is.
I don't know. Maybe.
I completely missed
We can make it.
that we were allowed to
Yeah.
use a strength check instead of acrobatics. So I rolled the worst one, and I can't believe that I made that.
You clutched it.
It was-
No, you really did. We've had some really good rolls today.
Yeah, all the rolls today have been incredible. Mostly.
I'm just looking at a -8 and some -4s from Yen and Caius. But
There's their weakest stat.
Well,
all of them.
this was great. Thanks again, Ollie. If you're listening to the show on podcasting apps such as Spotify or Stitcher, just know that we record this show live every Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific. That's 6 p.m. Eastern here at Fable Scraps on Twitch. You can find our VODs here on Twitch or on YouTube as well. You can also get our going live notifications and hang out with the community on Twitter. Just twitter.com/FableScraps, along with our Discord community where you can share images such as Galaspar's kit-bashed miniatures version of the cast, which is amazing. Hang out over at our Discord at fablescraps.com/Discord. Big thank you to our subscribers, Ash and Phoenix, and for all of our viewers here. Don't forget to hit the follow button, and we're gonna go around and give everybody a shout out. So, Ollerant, take it away.
I'm Ollie, Ollie Rant on Twitch and Twitter. I am a variety streamer. I do D&D. I have a D&D show on Wednesdays, and I'm here on Fridays. And also the board game Schism Immolation of Ownfair is coming to Kickstarter soon. There's a lot about it on my Twitter if you're interested, so look it up.
Awesome. Thank you. Next up is Lock the Raven.
Hi, I'm Lock the Raven. I play Ohm 13, and you can also catch me on Fable Scraps' other show, Star Trek Loveless, on Tuesdays as Commander Herrick, the very put-upon Vulcan. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch, and you can catch me on Twitch and Twitter at Lock the Raven, spelled like it sounds.
Thanks, Lock. Next up is Enovan.
Hello there, I'm Enovan, a variety streamer here on Twitch. Typically I stream chill and just chill games. You can find me at twitch.tv/Enovan, that's ENEVUN.
Thanks, Enovan. Next up is Lucid Fox.
My name's Lucid, and I, stream outside of this too. You can, yep, that's it. You go check it out.
Lucid would like to remind you that that his favorite drink is Orangina.
Oh God, we're working on those Orangina fursuits. That's over on lucidfox.
Stop
So-
this.
We'll see you there.
Thanks, Lucid. Next up is XY Chelsea.
Hello, I am an activist turned left-wing grifter. I stream at XY Chelsea 87, although I haven't done that for like a week and a half. because I'm working on a YouTube channel. I'm working on my first YouTube content, which is going to be at youtube.com/xychelsea, for my Patreon, which is patreon.com/xychelsea, which is increasingly becoming my primary source of income, and therefore why I'm grifting.
Thank you, Chelsea. You're wonderful. My name, of course, is Nicotine. I play Risa here on DoomLore. I'm also on our Tuesday show here at Fable Scraps called Star Trek Adventures Loveless, a Star Trek show set in the TNG era. It's very accessible. It's episodic. You don't have to follow any previous history or show lore or anything. And yeah, it's really fun. I DM that show, and it happens every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific here on the same channel. That's twitch.tv/FableScraps. I also stream daily on my own channel at Nicotine, Nikatine. You can find me on Twitter at Nicotine Prime. Thank you all so much for being a part of the show today. We'll see you all next week for another episode of DoomLore, a 40K story. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Farewell.
Very well.